a server at a restaurant and a student. And 12 years ago came to World Financial Group. Today, he's a $750,000 earner going on his $1 million cash flow. 23 SMDs, right, out of San Jose, California, Executive Vice Chairman. Let's give it up for the great Mario Bayona!
Introducing at UNLV's Thomas and Mack Center, Executive Vice Chairman Mario Bayona.
Thank you. I need my timer. Is right there. That team right there is Lion Star, and he's more than a team. He's become my family. So thank you guys. I want to get into my talk, but I can't get into my talk. I have to write it down because Ed Milet, I got a message. It says Ed Milet's coming before you. So everything gets erased. And you go, okay, let me go back to the drawing board, and I cannot even think of my talk because I'm paying attention to his talk, and then his talk is now going to become my talk because I thank him because I'm actually Mexican, so the whole piñata thing fits right in my heart. So, I just think there's a lot of subliminal messages being out there like piñatas, crazy rich Asians, but I just want to know if there's any future crazy, rich Mexicans in the room. All right. Hey, I just want to thank my leaders and mentors, Eric and Sandra, for everything you've done and all the belief you've poured into us. My beautiful wife sitting in the front, Lisa Bayona, and my parents, Mario and Adriana. Love you. Thank you for it. Don't cry, because if you cry, I cry. Man, don't cry, remember? All right. So, anyways, this whole piñata thing. Who's hit a piñata before? You know what I just thought about? There's been a piñata being hit in my family for a really long time. And that candy had not come out. And the first picture I want to show you is a little bit of the people in my life that have given me all the reasons to be where I'm at today. The guy to the left is my uncle Arturo, who my father moved when I was 6 years old, and he became like my second father. When I was 14, he passed away. He was a veterinarian, and he was hitting that piñata. He was hitting that piñata for our family. And then my grandfather, who became my hero, he's the one that taught me almost everything that I know. The most influential man in my life. Grandpa was my hero. He was not El Chavo del Ocho, he was not Superman, he was my grandfather. And he was hitting the piñata for generations. Then my dad went and hit the piñata. And my dad, his piñata moved countries because he lost everything in 1994 when I was 6 years old and had to come to America and hit a different piñata that is just overpriced. And my dad was hitting the piñata, and here's the piñata. And my family was back, and I was a little boy, and that guy is not Chucky, it's me. And that little kid right there, so his dad paying the price, so his uncle paying the price, so his grandfather paying the price. And I realized that here's the deal. There's no way, in case you wonder if I was really Mexican, I just have to make it clear. That is not a custom, that is my daily outfit when I was 3 years old. But I want to tell you one thing. This kid came to America in 2004, 15 years ago. I spoke very little English. But inside of me, my uncle, my grandfather had passed away. They wanted the best for me. My dad moved here so he can send money to my mom and put us in good schools and continue to provide the same kind of life that we had prior of him living. And I tell you one thing, those guys, and I want you to think about this right now, those guys and those family members that came before me, they did not hit the piñata for me to not get the candy. And I want you to realize right now that there's someone in your family that's been hitting that piñata, and all the Filipinos, think about all the things that had to happen in the Philippines and how you guys got here and somebody sponsored you. And all the people in Canada, you're not Canadian, very few of you are. Most of you, someone in your family migrated. Tom Dempsey, his family migrated from Ireland. We all have someone that migrated from somewhere in the world to be here today. And they were hitting that piñata. And we're here in North America, in the land of opportunity, where the American dream can happen. And it's our shot, it's our time to get the candy for our family. So, now, like my man said, when you're hitting that piñata, you don't know there's cracks because they're usually a custom on top of it. And my custom was, I was going to be a server. And I didn't speak much English. And I asked people, do you want coffee or do you want tea? And they said, no, we would like strawberry lemonade. And I said, 1 second. And I would go back and I'll say, what does that mean? I said, well, that means is esta. Like, use this one, press right here. And I had no idea what people were saying. But I'll tell you one thing, this kid had a dream. And my dream was not to be a little server that served breakfast. This kid had a dream to one day wear a suit. So one day somebody invited me to a VPM, I got recruited, and that was my suit. I burned that sweater because Eric Olsen said that you should never wear a baby blue sweater in a financial company. But that's the day of my fast talk. I was 19 years old in this picture. And I couldn't grow facial hair at the time, but like all good Mexicans, eventually it'll come. And that's the day of my fast talk. Now, we fast forward a little bit later. Was it easy for you? I appreciate how hungry our company is. I don't know any other company that 100, 200, 400 people come to you and ask you, hey, what advice do you give me? Everyone here is so hungry. And one of the most common questions is how you did it when you were young. The reality is, I just didn't quit. And the good news when you're young is that the only problem you have is your age. And that problem gets solved every single day, because every day you get older. You get it? So I just didn't quit. I just didn't quit and I stuck around. And a year later I went and hit SMB. And people say, did you have a warm market? I'm like, for 3 days. They said, what do you mean? Well, a friend of mine joined and quit and told me, Mario, WFG is a scam. And I didn't know what scam meant, so I called all my family and told them I joined a scam, you should come check it out. But, you see, the adversities in your life become the highlights of your story one day. Even though that day I burned my warm market and I had nobody else to talk to, that forced me to build the other muscle. I was not going to have a trainee mentality forever like most of you do. It taught me to have a trainer mentality and understand it's not about the people that I know, but it's about the people that other people know. And it was not about being in my market, it was that I was one recruit away from the market that I wanted to be in. You guys get that? Well, I got that. A few years later, I was 22, I got my ring. The ring is the thing. Now, who would buy insurance from that guy? We're gonna have some CPAs and older people come later and you're gonna, I'll buy from them. That guy, that's why they Google us. You get it? Mario, is your company real? I'm like, why did you tell me that? And then I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But I'll tell you one thing though, people say, how did you handle older clients? With a simple close. So young ones, this one's for you. Mario, why should I trust you with my money? So, well, I have a question, Mrs. Client. Do you care about my age, or do you care about the things that we can do for you? Well, we care about the things that we do for you. Plus, can we agree that there's going to be a day in your life when you're going to go out to the mailbox in your robe, and you're going to walk there, and when you get there, you are going to forget what you went there for? So yeah, well, imagine if your advisor is your age, he'll forget where your money's from. So that's what you want me. Anyways. Hold on. Hey, everything's going good. I got my ring, I'm 22, I'm making money, everything is fun. Me and Randy are living downtown. That guy changed my life with the opportunity. And then I got a call. Because something bad must happen before something great comes. And I wanted to show you a quick picture, and I'm running out of time, but I want to show you a quick picture. Because a lot of you is, where do you find your motivation? And I want to show you where you find your motivation. Okay? Here you go. Elmo, please. Some days it's hard to find motivation. Some days motivation finds you. If we can go back to if we can go back to the PowerPoint, motivation hit me in October of 2000 when I was 22, which was October of 2012. And I got a phone call from my mother, who's sitting right here from Rhode Island. I'm a mama's boy. And the call went like this: your dad's dying, I can't drive, you gotta come right now. And I went, picked up my father, took him to the hospital, and we realized that he had complete kidney failure. He had 17 pounds of wasted liquids in his body, and he was not gonna make it another night. That day, my dad went strictly to ICU. I knew it was real when my family started booking flights from all over the world. And that day, my entire life changed. The following morning, we found out he might have a shot at living. And that morning, when we found out he was leaving and the priest was in the room and my dad said, I don't want to talk to anyone but to you, I was able to look at my dad straight in the eye and say, Dad, from here on forward, your only job is to be a survivor. And Mom, your only job is to be a nurse. We've been able to take care of my parents for the last 8 years, and it's been my motivation. My dad is our branch office manager. I get to see him every single day, hanging with us, and I want to tell you, hey, stop. My time is running out. My time is running out. I got 10 seconds. 8 years later, last year on Father's Day, we get a call from a weird area code at 5 o'clock in the morning. That call was the 8th time we received a call from this weird area code. And that area code, it was the hospital calling us that for the 8th time, there might be a kidney that could fit him. And guess what? It did. And on Father's Day, my dad got a new kidney, got a new life. The team was there for us. And I just want you to know one thing, man. If you stick around here long enough, the dream is real. If you stick around, the dream is real. Now you look at our family, people go, man, this is a beautiful family. You got a beautiful business, but you have no idea how many times that piñata was hit before all the candy came out. I just want to tell you, and I want to end with this. Becoming successful in WFG is hard. Don't let nobody fool you. This is no easy road to success. But I want you to understand another thing. Being broke is also hard. So do me a favor, pick your heart, and just understand that right now, we have the best products. This is the best time. We're a part of the best company. We have the best leadership. We're going into a new era. Question, are you coming to the new era with us? Thank you